I was jealous because there were all the dogs on set that week, and I wanted to play with all the dogs because they have the dog show.
Right.
They wouldn't let me because they were professional stage dogs.
Right.
And they didn't.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we had a tiger. There was a tiger there. And
yeah. You know what I remember about the tiger? I remember because I went to set for that, and they said, they were like, if anyone's menstruating,
yeah, I was going to say
get
that.
out.
I was even going to say, because the tiger can smell the blood.
Yeah, and then he's just going to rip your uterus to shreds.
I'm glad you said it, because I was like, am I allowed to say this? But they're like,
well, you
if
have
you're
daughters, you can
menstruating,
say,
you got to get out.
You know.
What if an actress was menstruating that had
She
to be in
had
the
to get the fuck
scene?
out. She had to get out. GTFO.
But if she's in the scene, you shoot with a different
Plug her
person.
up. I don't know.
Plug her up. Oh my God, Jennifer Stone. Come on.
Soak it up.
Yeah, in the very beginning.
I feel like you couldn't do that if they were.
I interviewed all of my friends because I didn't want
About their periods?
Yeah, about how they had their fathers
talk
interact.
about it.
Some of my friends were like, my dad gave me 24 roses, and I was like, she was mortified that
you can't have roses for the rest of your life after that. Valentine's Day's ruined.
Right.
Can you imagine if a guy tried to give you 24 roses, you'd be like, oh God, like
Listen,
after that.
I am going to just, synopsisize this. But
Please synopsisize.
My friend Tegan said to me, you can just refer to it as her. I mean, you might, whatever. They're young, so like when your moon cycle happens, I said there's going to be pads and tampons.
Did your friend live in Topanga Canyon?
Yes.
Did she really?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Because I was like, she
Topanga
has to be
Canyon
really bohemian.
It's a very hippie place to live.
Yeah.
But what she said to me was just tell her, you have tampons and pads in your thing and in your bathroom, and I will refill those whenever you need, and you let me know if you need anything, and I love you.
Wonderful.
And done. You don't have to make it weird. Dads make a thing out of it, right?
See, my dad was like, didn't even try. Like my dad was like, nope. I'm not doing it. I never got the period talk. I never got sex talk. My dad was just like, that's a mom thing, not doing it. My mom never did it either. What I got was...
Where did you get your information? I guess
from
the
internet, which is not good. My brother, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. My brother told me what sex was because I Googled it because he told me it was a kind of animal. So I Google imaged it, which was really good. There are a lot of questions, but we're not going to get into that. But the periods I learned from, and I'll never forget it because I didn't eat pancakes for a year, because in third grade maybe, in grade school, they showed us this godforsaken video about this like girl that goes camping in the backyard of her friends. And then she gets her flow in the middle of the camping and oh no. And the mom like helps her out. And then she explains it with pancake batter. So literally none of us ate pancakes for a year after this.
It's not cool.
It's awful. But literally like took the pancake. I was like, here's your uterus and here's the blood coming out. Like just awful.
And now I can't eat pancakes.
Right?
I'm going to have waffles for the rest of my life.
No, it's waffles are a much better option if that's your reference.
In my mind right now, I'm thinking, is this good to talk about? But it's important. I know that it's good to talk about because we have to.
It's a part of life. Why is it taboo?
Well, because people.
I know all the guys have just exploded listening. Every male listening is just like burst into flames. But
single dad at this time. When listen. The guys who exploded their brains just now should all just take it easy and realize that women have to.
We'll
deal
start
with
talking
that for
about your
their lives.
prostates next, guys. I'm kidding.
Okay, so it's good to talk about and communicate about your flow and your
I hate that.
about sex.
Just call it your menstrual cycle, Lord.
No, but it's important.
But don't call it Aunt Flo because she's creepy.
No, I don't know. I don't have an Aunt Flo. Okay, back to.
No, but my point is though is like, but I agree with you just to wrap that up and have everyone like put themselves back together. Is the fact that I do agree with you. It is important to not stigmatize it or make it taboo because you're already self-conscious enough as a young girl to not have this thing, and you're already like going through it like an identity thing, like when you're young, whether you're a guy or a girl or whatever you're going through. Yeah. So to make the changes your body's going through less taboo and more okay and acceptable and normal, and normalizing those changes, whatever identity like you identify with or whatever feels your normal, we need to make that more acceptable because the fact that we tiptoe around it and make it a bigger, scarier monster on the bed under the bed than it needs to be is dangerous. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, all right, getting off my apple box, getting back to Curb Your Dragon.
Okay,
because the tiger.
The tiger.
The tiger blood.
Which I think I started out as a goat. So when I changed from a goat back into Jerry Russo, I did a little like, thanks you, Alex, or whatever. I did a little voice thing, and I wasn't exactly in the exact same spot as the goat.
Which,
but, I mean,
by the way, when we did special effects, you had to be in the exact same spot.
But when Selena turns from the tiger back into Selena,
yes,
she's licking her hand.
Okay.
But the cat wasn't doing that. The tiger wasn't doing that, which was, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, you're.
I'm getting
it was
semantical.
It was a Disney Channel show. We were about magic. She could lick her hand if she wants to. Maybe she was like, I have fur for the first time. I don't know. She was an actor, very professional. She justified it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Come on. You had to have justified a lot of things that made no sense to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. Humanosa Espinosa. That's what it was.
Humanosa Espinosa.
That's what it was.
Okay.
I know.
Thank you. Oh.
Yeah. Humanosa Espinosa, which was the spell.
Was there some, where was that? I guess.
Because it went from an animal to a human. That was the whole thing.
Got it.
Because remember the whole episode, you turn in the dog into the dragon and the Jerry to a goat.
Oh my God.
It makes sense. All the fans were like, duh.
Listen, I apologize to everybody.
Look, there's a lot of episodes where we watch and there's a lot of spells we got to keep straight. So we appreciate your patience.
So Jennifer Stone.
Yes,
I'm
David
ask her
DeLuise.
a question.
Uh-oh.
When she was using the old typewriter, which was a computer for wizards,
yes,
and she looks like, oh, I want to get shoes or heels that you can never fall in.
Yeah.
And then she brings
the online shopping.
Right, the online shopping.
Yeah.
But what was your thought about it being an old typewriter? Because we never saw that again. We never went back to that like wizard computer thing.
I mean, I'm biased because I'm an old lady on the inside. I loved it because I have my own typewriter that works that I used to write people letters with, and then people were like, didn't appreciate it. So I just was like, I'm going to stop. Nobody likes my typewriter
Fuck
letters.
those people. Write me a letter.
No.
A card in the mail means a lot. Like a birthday card in the mail is huge rather than a text.
No, I agree. I love a handwritten note. But you know what my favorite thing is? I absolutely love this so much. When I travel places or when I have like a loved one or a friend or whatever travel to another place, I love a postcard.
Yeah,
I love a handwritten postcard.
Yulia
I'm an old lady on the inside. I love
100%. We're always about postcards.
I have like a little like photo album of like all my collected postcards over the years.
If I ever travel again,
please. I love it. Makes my whole day when I get a postcard. Little things. But the typewriter. So I love a typewriter. And I thought that it was such a cool combination from like, I don't know if that part was scripted. Like I said, I don't have as much knowledge about this particular episode because I wasn't in it. But I can't remember if the typewriter was scripted or if that was our props department that put those two together. But
I'm curious to find that out.
I am too. But I love the fact that it was like this new thing of online shopping mixed with this older technology of a typewriter.
Because
I thought that was beautiful.
Everybody, we did not have smartphones then.
No.
There's an episode.
It was early on.
Early on where Selena's talking into a sidekick. By the way, everyone, a sidekick was like a Motorola, like a phone that you
T-Mobile is what it was.
That you the front of it you like flipped up, and then you could text.
I wanted one
and you
so
flipped
bad.
it down. It was like addicting to do the flip up and down.
I remember working with Vanessa Hudgens, and she had one.
She had that,
and I thought but she had the one that was like all blinged out with like purple like Swarovski crystals when that was really big.
That's very special.
And I just thought she was the coolest thing in the world because I had a cool like pink. I had the pink Razor, which was like a phone that was like flat.
I had a Razor.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah, look at that. The
Razor
flip phone.
people.
It was a flip.
It was a flip phone.
And it was very small.
It was very small and it was very flat. And that was why it was called a Razor. But I remember wanting a sidekick, and just everyone that had a sidekick I thought was so cool. And it was so like I
had a pager.
Oh,
and
wow.
A pager is a little thing that most doctors had that would
doctors
sit on
still
your
have it,
thing, and you'd get a and then you get a phone number, and then you would find a payphone, which is, you sometimes you see them out there.
I get excited when I see a payphone. They're hard to find.
They are hard to find. I was in Ojai with my wife recently, and there was a payphone there.
It's very exciting.
I took a picture with it, like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, it's a joke, but I didn't want to touch it, and it didn't work.
No, if you think about it, ever since like working at the hospital, I'm much more aware of like
touching things.
well, not really touching things, but just germs because like, obviously I see a lot of people that are full of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is like those payphones are gross.
Yeah.
Like they're really disgusting.
I
they
sprayed
never
my
got
hands
cleaned.
with hand sanitizer.
Everybody breathed
50
on them,
times.
which your mouth is like the nastiest thing on the planet.
The actual
payphones
payphones.
are really gross.
Of course, I was just thinking about my payphone, the one that I touched, but
Yeah.
you mean all around.
No,
payphone. Thank you so much for watching that clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. For the full episode, go check it out on our Wizards Pod YouTube channel. The link's in the description. And for bonus content, weekly, join our Patreon. The link is in the description for that too. See you soon.